tip for today, I can solve systems of linear equations by substitution. Let's read together. 1, 2, 3. I can solve systems of linear equation by substitution. So, we started last week with systems of linear equations. Yes? Yes. We actually did by graphing. That's why on the warm-up we did one by graphing. But today we're going to the next task, which is by substitution. So, do we need a Ferrier model? No. Let me show you the Ferrier model so that you remember what systems of equations are. What are systems of linear equations? A set of two or more linear equations with the same variable. I gave you guys examples. Two or more equations with the same variables. Non-examples. These don't have the same variables. This one is missing an equation, and we got some hashtags. Yes? Yes, Mr. Q. All right, good. In the summary section of your Cornell notes, because for second semester we're going to be filling out our summary. Yay! Write this down. What's the most important step in solving a system of equations using the substitution method? What's the most important step in solving a system of equations using the substitution method? Copy that. And once again, we're going to answer that in our summary box. You can put it above or inside, but as long as you leave space in there to answer the question. All right? So we're going to go straight. I'm not going to give you the steps because we're going to come up with the steps together. I want us to get started with the practice problem. Let me go to example Q. Okay, copy example Q, bless you. It says solve a system by substitution. System, negative x plus y equals 1 and 4x plus y equals 6. Negative x plus y equals 1 and 4x plus y equals 6. Copy that. Once you copy it, I want you to go to Desmos again. Type that in there. Get me the solution. Because we already know the first method, which is by graphing, right? So Armando, what's our solution to a system? What's the solution to a system of equations? No, it's not in there. What's the solution to a system of equations? Natalia, what's the solution to a system of equations? So the solution is what? The intersection point. Yes, thank you. Say your neighbor the solution to a system of equations, please. Okay, good. Everybody ready with the solution? Audrey, what'd you get? Natalia, what'd you get? Hands if you got 1, 2. That is correct. So write that next to your instructions, 1, 2. All right. So close your iPads really quick. I'm going to go over the new process, which is known as substitution. So one method of solving the systems that we learned last week was by what? By graphing, yes? And what was the solution? Where both lines intersect. Today, I'm going to show you how to find that solution, but without graphing, using the method called substitution. Okay? So, here we go. Writing utensils down, look up to the screen. Close your iPads, please. All right, here it goes. So I'm going to write stuff down. I want you to think it through. I'm going to have you share with your neighbor so that we can understand what we're doing. Here we go. Ready? Step 1. Look up to the screen, please. Here we go. Spelling error, what I just did, please. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to step 2. Pay attention, please. Writing your utensils down. Stay focused, please. I'm serious, please, 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 pretty, please. Ready? Step 2. That was step 2. Talk it over to your neighbor. What just happened? Okay. Writing your utensils down. Look up to the screen. Here goes step 3. Here we go. Talk it over to your neighbor. Let them know what I just did. Okay, here we go. Writing utensils down, look up to the screen. I'm going to go to step 4. Pay attention, please. Step 4. Tell your neighbor what just happened. Step 5. Here we go. Ready? Look up to the screen. Step 5. So far, so good. And do we know what to do this last step here? Talk it over to your neighbor what to do on this last step, please. Okay, copy that, please. You have your colored pens. I did it in color so you can see each step worked out. Copy that. All right, as you finish copying, I'm just going to go over the check so that for those of you that forgot, we know that we have an X value and a Y value here. So we take those values and substitute into each equation to check and see if that's a solution. So X is what? 1. Y is what? 2. I bring them the negative, the plus, the equal, the 1. Negative times 1 is negative 1 plus 2 is 1. What is negative 1 plus 2? 1 is 1 equal to 1. Yes. It worked out there. Let me do that for the other equation. X is 1. Y is 2. Bring everything else down. The 4, the plus, the equal, the 6. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2. What is 4 plus 2? 6. Is 6 equal to 6? Yes. So as you're finished copying, just remember for tonight's home play, this is what you're going to be doing. But what did we start off with? We knew the solution, is that correct? But why? Because I asked you to go to desmos.com. You can do that tonight at home. You graph your two equations, get the solution, so that you know that that's what you need to get at the end. Because I don't care if you get the solution or not. What I care is that you actually know how to do the process. You need to have this in order to get this. Everybody understand? Okay. So let's recap. Here goes. I started here. I went here. And then did this. That was step one. From there, look up please. From here, I went this way and I did this. So from here, I went this way and I did this. So that was step two. From there, in red, I did all this for step three. From here, I went over here with the green arrow showing me here for step four and finished this off in blue. Step five, I went here and here. So far so good? All right. Next, and on your Desmos, this, if you graphed it, it should look like something like this. Is that correct? Yeah. All right. So copy this one, example super Q. You don't have to copy the instructions. We already have those. Just copy the system. Example super Q. System. X plus 2y equals -1 and x minus y equals 5. Okay. Everybody ready? So let's imagine that we're at home. What would be the first thing you do for this? You go to Desmos, input that in desmos.com, and let's find a solution to this system. So like that, at least we have it for us to reference our work with. So once again, what was our first method of solving systems? It was called what? By graphing. Is that correct? What is the second method called? Substitution method. Okay. So, who has a solution for me? Vivian, what'd you get? Hands if you got 3, -2. Yes. So far, that seems to be our solution. But let's double check now through substitution and see if it's true. Okay, so close your iPads. Here we go. All right, so writing utensils down. I'm going to do the first step, and then the rest of the way we're going to do it together just to see if we got the steps. Okay? Writing utensils down. So watch. I'm going to do a think aloud. Everybody knows what that is? That instead of just thinking inside of my brain, I'm going to talk whatever I'm thinking. Everybody understand? So here we go. Look up to the screen. Have you seen those programs where people are like, their mouth are not moving, but you can hear a voice of them talking? Like any program? You guys haven't seen that on TV? When somebody's just like thinking like that with not moving their mouth, but you can hear his voice or her voice? Those are think alouds. Here we go. Look up to the screen. Here goes my brain. So I started with this system. And then I went and I did the first step by solving this one for y. That was my first step. So I'm going to go over here. You know what? But what if I start with the second one? And instead of solving for y, I solve for x. Okay? So, let's look at this. here, I started and I solved for y. Look up to the screen. There's a reason why I started with y. Look at it. This one I started by solving for x. There's a reason I solved for x. Look at this one. I solved for y first. This one I solved for x first. This one I solved for y first. This one I solved for x first. Talk to those in there. Why did I solve for y on this one first and this one for x first? All right. Who saw that for this one, both y's do not have a coefficient? Who saw that for this one, both x's do not have a coefficient? And it's easier to do the substitution for that. So, copy this, and we're going to do the rest of the way together. So this was step 1. We started with a second equation, solve for x. From there, so our second equation, we solve for x. Now that we have an x value, what shall I do from there? Yes? No. Then we'll go the other way around. Gotcha. Substitute the x value into the first equation. That is correct. So let's write this equation over here. X plus 2y equals -1. And instead of x, everyone, what do I write? No, what do I write? Y plus 5. And bring down the plus 2y equals to -1. That was step 2. What do I do from there? Yes? Solve for y. So line down the equal sign. Can I combine like terms? Yes. That is 3y plus 5 equal -1 minus 5 minus 5. 3y equals -6 divided by 3. Y equals -2. Let's see if we're on the right path. Does our solution that we got on decimals, is it -2 for y? Yes. Okay, so far so good. That was step 3. What do I do from there? Are we done? No. Tell your neighbor what to do from there, please. Manuel, what do we do from there? Substitute the y value into the first one that we started with. That is correct. So instead of y here, what do we write? -2. Bring everything else down. X equals plus 5. X equals, let's solve, -2 plus 5, that is 3. Did we get that in decimals? Yes. That was step 4. What is step 5, everyone? No. Write your order pair, yes. So what is this one? 3. And what is this one? -2. And then we check. And we know how to check, yes? So to save some time, we're not going to check this one, but we already checked the other one. We know how to do that. Okay? So let's write our process. Now we're going to write it in Word. See what we came up with. Step 1, what do we do first? Solve what, Letty? This one was X, but the other one was Y. So how can we generalize it? Vivian. Solve. Let's just keep it general. Let's say solve one variable on one equation. Okay. What is step 2? That was step 1. So this was step 1 right here, up to right there. Yes. Close. We went from here to here. Yes. Substitute the value of the variable into the second equation. Did we do that here? Yes. Step 3. What did we do in step 3 in red? Natalia. Solve. But on the other one was solve for X. So what do we write? Solve for the variable. Okay, so once we did that, now we went back in green, and we did step 4, which is what? Ken? Good. That is correct. Substitute the value of the variable into the first equation. And we did what? Once we substituted, we did what? No. Once we substitute, solved for the second variable. How about step 5? We what? Write the solution and what else? Check. 10Q. Home plate for tonight is on page 2, what? 90 to 291. Problems numbers 1 through 11 only. Tutored today. Good one, guys. Enjoy your home plate. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.